Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Yeah, this ain't just a podcast, it's a rally cry for the vets by the vets. Welcome to the Sitrep. From the front line boots to the home front quick, we speak truth where the silence used to sit. Not stats on a chart, now we real and raw. Every voice on the mic, that's a battle-scarred law. This is home front Sitrep, feel the heartbeat of warriors and fam, keeping love on repeat. No suits, no scripts, no corporate sheen, just mom and pop squads keeping the mission clean. They out here showing up, no big funds, just big hearts and callous hands under the sun. Started by vets for the ones who still fight in a world post-war, trying to make it right. Hey, this is where the fight lives on, and the stories in the hearts in the break of dawn. Never forgotten, never alone. This is home front, this is home. Hey, real talk, real ones, real sweat. Tune in, tap in, it's a Sitrep. Brothers, sisters, lifting each step. This ain't just a podcast, it's respect. Got Marines putting pain into purpose. Army vets building brands from the surface. Navy scribes penning books from the soul. And Air Force beats taking flight from the goal. Comics cracking jokes through the trauma and tears. Artists painting visions born over the years. It's community, it's courage, it's creating a lane where every scar's a story, not a mark of shame. Salute to the non-profits holding it down, with no PR team still wearing the crown. No red tape, just red, white, and blue, doing what the system too often won't do. Hey, this is where the fight lives on, and the stories in the hearts in the break of dawn. Never forgotten, never alone. This is home front, this is home. Hey, real talk, real ones, real sweat. Tune in, tap in, it's a Sitrep. Brothers, sisters, lifting each step. This ain't just a podcast, it's respect. When the uniforms folded and the battlefield shifts, we still carry the torch. Through these stories, these gifts, a platform for the brave, a mic for the bold, where truth meets the healing and the silence gets told. This is home front Sitrep. We don't flinch from the pain or the path. Inch by inch, we build community, one episode at a time, where every voice echoes like a battle cry and rhyme. Yeah, this is where the fight continues. On the home front, we hear you, we see you, we got you. Welcome home.
Welcome, everybody, to a Monday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? Gunny, how are you, sir?
Extremely tired.
I bet, man.
Like,
especially after a delay and all that good jazz.
man, it wasn't just the delay, you know. I mean, they let me know far enough in advance that the flight had got canceled completely.
Oh, dang.
Mechanical issue with the aircraft coming in from the inbound, wherever it was coming from. So canceled the flight. And instead of me trying to work my way home last night, they had 3 other flights out of there heading to Dallas or Phoenix or whatever. And I'm like, it gets me home at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I'm traveling for 15 hours. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the hotel voucher, go to the hotel. But, you know, up at 3:15 again this morning to get to the airport, you know, board at 4:25, you know, wheels up at 5. So it was just a long few days just because of everything that was going on with me. And we'll get into that a little bit here after you talk about, you know, how your day's going.
Well, my day today is Monday. Beautiful day here in Kentucky. The weather was, God, it's spot on.
Yeah. I came home and I was like, what happened while I was gone?
Right.
I mean, it feels like early fall.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, dude, it was, I loved it, man. It was just amazing today. Yesterday we had, we had Tony Riggs from Not Service Connected on, which I have his shirt back there on Uncle Sam.
Oh yeah, I got it. I see it.
The sandbag slog there on Uncle Sam back there. You know, let his back get wore out a little bit.
Right.
But
VA
no,
claim for him.
Yeah, we got to file a VA claim for Uncle Sam there. And you know, Tony was awesome, man. He started a tech company that he still runs now that helps give technology to like schools and stuff like that. And then he created Not Service Connected, which is a T-shirt brand to bring awareness to veterans going to the VA. And I talked with a World War II veteran today, this morning, he was a Navy guy, and I just pulled up to my first job, and this guy was walking, and real friendly. I mean, he was waving, and he just walked past my truck, and I noticed the hat, and he just stopped, and he was talking to me, and we got to talking about the VA, and he goes, I've been out, or actually, he might have been in Vietnam, maybe, yeah, Vietnam, maybe. Let me see, 60. So he was in 69 to 75. Yeah,
That's
so
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. I don't know why.
Right at the end.
Yeah. And he goes, I've never been to the VA, not even utilized it one time. And I was like, why not? He goes, well, I've always had insurance. And he said, I just don't go to the VA. And, I was telling him about my journey, how I started it little over 2 years ago. And he goes, really? I was like, yeah. I said, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. I mean, there's some shenanigans that goes on. I said, but it's not as bad as people make it out to be.
Well, it's his generation that helped make it better.
Yeah.
Right. Because they heard all the horror stories from when, the guys were coming out and going to the VA and not being taken care of and all this other stuff. And, unfortunately, the World War II guys and the Korea guys didn't help the Vietnam guys go through everything that they'd been through. Right. There was a little bit of a gap, a decent gap between, the conflicts, but, there wasn't much assistance and help, for the guys coming back from Vietnam, like there was for us. They got, the World War II guys got the ticker tape parades and the good welcome homes, and Korea got good welcome homes. And, it wasn't until the past, probably 15 years that they started doing the welcome homes for the Vietnam veterans. And, they started getting, good recognition, but a lot of them did it themselves. That community brought it on themselves to make sure that, they were being taken care of, and then the follow-on generations were going to be taken care of. So, if something happens, God forbid something happens, but if something happens here in the next 15, 20 years, it's up to us to take care of that, that generation. It's not up to the older generation anymore. It's up to our generation to do that. So we got to make sure that, the future generations of the military are being taken care of in a positive way.
Yeah, for sure. And, the thing with, like, we weren't told that, hey, you need to go to the VA. You need to get, registered when we were getting out EAS from the military. Because, like, literally, I knew about the VA, but I didn't really know about the VA. Here I was, 20 something years old. I really wasn't, I had stuff that was wrong with me, but I didn't really say I had stuff wrong with me. So I didn't utilize the VA.
Yeah.
And nobody was like, hey, you need to go to the VA. You need to get started on your process. Now, our generation is telling the younger guys that are in the military right now, hey, make sure you document everything. Make sure this is in there. Make sure everything's good to go. And then right when you have a year left, go ahead and start your process through the VA. So that way, by the time you get out, you're already rated at the VA, and boom, you don't have to worry about anything. You've already got all that done. So, that's something that we didn't have. And
we're not saying don't be a friggin' sick bay commando, right? If you truly have something wrong with you, go. If it's a simple hangnail, take care of it yourself. But I mean, if it's a like an ingrown, like deep ingrown, absolutely go get it taken care of, right?
Yeah.
Blisters, your corpsman can do the blisters, right? Everybody
Kidney
gets that,
stone.
not changing your socks and wearing loose fitting stuff and all that stuff. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the major stuff, that, if you have an issue with your neck, your back, any of your joints, go get it checked out for sure. But
if you're
that minor stuff, just let the corpsman take care of it. I mean, everybody gets that.
Yeah. I mean, even your corpsman should you put it in your medical record if he treated you for whatever small
Yeah, but if you're in the field, that corpsman's not going to get back and be
right,
like, "Hey, I gave Corporal Schmuckatelli 2 ibuprofen, 2 Motrin,
right, right,
for whatever, or gave him moleskin." If you're out there training and doing that, it's something we put in. But if it's happening back at the BAS, they should be putting it in your medical record for sure. But yeah,
yeah,
in the field, I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on. That one corpsman for 36 dudes.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know.
yeah. So, yeah, and Tony was amazing last night. We talked about his shirts. I was telling him about yours. How I got you two, and you've already misplaced the green one.
I don't know where it is, man. I am so pissed. I've looked and looked and looked all through this house. But I will say I was wanting to come on last night, and I fell asleep. I friggin' fell asleep. Yeah, we got a private by knots too. Um, but I cannot tell you during Warrior Weekend I wore that shirt, and most everybody that saw it from the back, and they just saw that hashtag not service connected, right? And they'd come up and they'd be like, "I got to see what the shirt's all about," and then they'd see the dude just flying through the air, and they're like, on the civilian side of it, they'd be like, "I really don't get it." I was like, "Well, I got blown up twice, and the VA's giving me a hard time about
Right.
certain things not being service connected." And they're like, "Oh, I get it." I mean, it was just like, boom, right?
Yeah,
And
light
you can
bulb.
see it. You see it right here. Look, that big little halo right there, and that flag from my light. And then all the veterans are like, "Dude, I need to get that shirt." I'm like, "You need to go check it out. They've got a ton of shirts with a ton of different things, different meaning." And you had the one on last night, and I call it the Kicking Rocks.
Yeah, the hump
Shirt.
slip one. Yeah,
The hump slip. Yeah, go kick rock shirt. But yeah, dude, I so wanted to come on and talk to him last night, but I watched it for like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, and next thing I know, my alarm's going off at 3:15.
Oh, dang, dang. What's up, Top? How are you, sir? He says it looks like you had a good weekend, Sam.
Yeah, I did, Steve. It was awesome. We're gonna get into that here in a little bit, but yeah, dude, I couldn't have asked for a better weekend. Willis and I talked a little bit about it offline, and man, some of the things that I just saw on that ranch were
Beautiful.
once in a lifetime. Yeah.
Yeah, Texas is beautiful. When I went out for the Mighty Oaks Warrior program, I went to the Blaylock Ranch in Texas, and it's, I think, almost 1,000 acres. And I mean, they had some big cliffs that you could go up and ride the ATV up to the top of the cliff, and you're overlooking the river and everything. And they had like 6 different species of deer on the property, and then plus all the other critters that were there. And it was like, man, this is so beautiful. It was just,
Yeah.
it was amazing out there in Texas. And I would love to go back just go back and hang out outside of the at the ranch. So Frank just put his audio book in the chat.
Is that his new book?
That's his new book. So he just put the link for his new book in the chat. And then Top says he's going to try to get in on a hunt out there this year.
Man, so many great ranches out there that are doing things for veterans.
Oh yeah, yeah. Texas is one of the I would say one of the most veteran friendly states in the United States, because there's some states out there that we know about that if you're a veteran, they come after you, and it's like you don't even want to tell people you're a veteran. And then you got states like Texas, Florida. Florida loves vets down in Florida, and there's a bunch of other states out there. Kentucky is moderately vet friendly. I mean, we got a buttload of veterans here, but
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on that one.
that's why I said moderately.
It pisses me off to no end. Kentucky.
Yeah. So
they claim to be a veteran friendly state, and then you try to do things for veterans, and it all gets kicked back, and they're like, we can't do that. Stop being a freaking Commonwealth.
yeah.
Stop following suit of Ohio. Lead. Kentucky, lead. Be a
Yeah.
leader in something,
So,
anything.
well, that's like my local government here in my town. I've been trying to get a Veterans Day parade here in my little town because we have a whole plethora of veterans here in Bullock County, in my hometown, or not my hometown, but where I live at, where I lay my head at. And um, the new mayor was like, "Oh, we'll talk about it," and then crickets. And it's just like, well, how veteran friendly are you?
Yeah.
And granted, they are bringing the Vietnam Traveling Wall to Mount Washington, which we had it in Shepherdsville. We're bringing it to Mount Washington next year. Dates to be announced at a later date, but we are planning that. So we're going to have the escort, just kind of like we did for the Shepherdsville one. We're going to have the escort come down Barstown Road, come down uh, by the McDonald's, and then up through town over to where the wall's going to be up for 7 days. So I'm super excited about that. But when you try to do other small veteran things like a parade or something of that nature, he's like, "Oh well, we can't stop traffic." But they do it for the spring festival and the fall festival. They have a
They do
parade.
it, and then they probably do it for homecoming. They
Yeah,
probably do it for the 4th of July. So
yeah,
what's any friggin' different?
yeah. It just it blows my mind, and it's
Yeah.
like, do I want to run for city government? Do I want to be on a city council and try to change the the direct trajectory? Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
Uh,
How when was the last time they had one, right? I
well, just a
guarantee they
couple
used
years.
to. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guarantee they used to do it all the time, right? So
yeah,
what changed other than the Afghanistan coming to an end? What changed?
yeah.
There's
I
still
don't know.
veterans out there.
Yeah.
Just because
So
there's not a conflict doesn't mean there's not veterans out there.
yeah. So we just in Shepherdsville, we just had the first uh, on Vietnam Veteran Day. We had a Vietnam Veterans Day parade for the Vietnam vets. We had all the Jeeps, and we had Vietnam vets in each one of the passenger seats of the Jeeps. And man, it was amazing to see the people come out and support. And then the town had banners that were made, like the that hang up on the light post.
Yeah, the hero banner. Yeah.
Yeah, the hero banners of all the Vietnam vets, and then we had them on the side of our vehicles as well. And it was phenomenal. I loved it, man. It was amazing. I wish Mount Washington would get with the times and do that as well. Eventually, I think they might. Who knows?
Yeah, my neighbors, I say my neighbors, like the ones that live to as you're looking to my house to the left of me, the ones across the street, last year, I got home from somewhere and April's like, let's go for a ride. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, yeah, let's just go out this way. And then as I'm driving down the road,
Your banner was up.
I see, this photo on a friggin' banner. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And so they all chipped in and bought a banner through the city of Erlanger, and Erlanger puts it up, I think, from Memorial Day to Veterans Day, I think is what they hang them. So it hung last year. It's up this year, so I got to go find Waldo.
Nice.
I have a good idea where Waldo is this year, so I have to go. That's the thing. Every year they hang it in a different spot, but they hang them for 3 years, and I don't know if like it comes to whoever bought it, like they can go be like, hey, third year's up, come pick it up type deal. If so, it'll hang down in the basement or in the garage or something,
There
But
you go.
but yeah, it's cool. They all came together and did one for me. And yeah, every year it's like, where's Waldo? And you just got to drive the streets of Erlanger, the main streets of Erlanger, and see if you can't find yourself. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. So, what was the letter that you just recently got? Let's talk
What are you
about that real
talking
quick.
about?
You know what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, man. I don't know where it came about, how it came about. Um, but I received a letter from Kentucky Senator Paul Rand. Or Rand Paul.
Rand
I
Paul,
screwed it
yeah.
up already. Rand Paul. And it says, he wanted to take the opportunity to congratulate me on my recognition for the Marine Corps Heritage Foundation's Marines Across America program. And he goes in and talks about, my years of service and stuff that I've done since. So, Kentucky Wounded Heroes, Team Fast Tracks, other veteran organizations, doing stuff with traumatic brain injury, post-traumatic stress, the veteran suicide. And he keeps going on. And I'm like, what's this dude talking about? I have no clue. So I look it up, and it's you go to marine250.com, and they have a bunch of different programs. And then one of the programs is Marines Across America. And it's Marines that are making an impact in their communities post-service life.
Nice.
And every single state is listed. And you just, like, for us, we click on the Kentucky map, and it's a mayor and myself that are highlighted for Kentucky. There's only 2 people highlighted, but there's another section in there. I think it says meet the Marines Across America. Click here or something like that. And you click there, and then all the states get listed again. And when you click on the state, there's actually more listed. And for mine, you click on Sam Deeds, and it's an article that was written 6 years ago by Brooke Hesh out of Louisville. Her and I did a segment together talking about, overcoming adversity and post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury and what I was doing now. And, it started as a veteran roundtable and led to her focusing solely on me for one segment. But yeah, man, it was just out of the blue. I'm like, why am I getting a letter from Rand Paul? What's this mean? Right. And I have no idea who submitted it or how it got submitted, but it says I live in Louisville, which, had somebody that knows me submitted it, it would say Independence or Erlanger, not Louisville.
Right.
So I don't know how it came about, but yeah, it's just pretty cool to be, recognized as, somebody who's making an impact in the community. Especially, this year's the 250th birthday from the Marine Corps, and they're going out and they're doing some special things for the guys and girls that have served. And I'm on that list with governors and astronauts and Medal of Honor recipients and sports figures and all these big name, high profile, former Marines. And then there's little old Pecker with me. But it's a cool honor, man. It's something that was just, again, unexpected. Had no clue that this thing was happening, going on, or anything. And I find out from a letter from Senator.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty neat. I was like, man, that's super cool. And for you not to know who submitted it or anything like that, I think that's what makes it more important when it's somebody you don't know that submitted you for that.
Yeah,
or somebody didn't tell you that they submitted.
Yeah, or the Marine Corps grabbed it for the article, right? They saw the article and they grabbed it and they just pulled it themselves. Again, I don't know. I have no clue.
Right.
I mean,
right.
I don't even know if I want to know. Right? Just let it be. And
just let it. Yeah,
it's cool. It's very humbling for sure that I'm getting recognized just for doing things that I love, something that gives me peace and something that helps other people.
Yeah.
So I think it even does say something about being on the co-host for the HomeFront Sitrep podcast too.
I didn't even read all of it, so it might have. Yeah.
Frank, no, in the article, like in the on the webpage.
Oh, okay.
Not in the letter, but in the article.
Nice. Heck yeah. Frank, yeah, that he's Rand Paul is the one with the funny haircut. Yes. So we were supposed to have Shaun Murphy on from Mr-Motivation.com, but unfortunately he did not show up tonight, so I don't know what's going on. I sent some emails out, and I sent the emails out last week asking for a bio and a headshot, and didn't get a response. And then I sent a couple emails today, and still haven't got a response from them. So we might have to reschedule. Maybe, I don't know. We might reschedule. We'll see. Mine and Gunny's time is valuable, and if you skip a show and don't email or anything, that's on you guys. It was on his calendar, so I do know that.
Especially this time of year for me,
Yeah. So, but anyway, that good thing for Gunny and I, we get to talk about Gunny's trip to Texas, and the two organizations that he was out there with, and talk about his fishing trip, his reset that he got to do over the last week. So, you want to talk about that, Gunny?
Yeah, I mean, did we talk about the podcast that I was on last week?
No, we didn't.
So last Monday, I had it's funny, we didn't have a show last Monday, and I thought about coming on and just sitting here and just doing an open forum type deal. And I got a friend of mine reached out to me. I met a few years ago, but this is probably 3 years ago. I met him, country music, Nashville artist, and he's like, "Hey, you want to come on the podcast?" I'm like, "Well, what's the topic of the discussion? What do I need to research?" He goes, "No, it's you, man. You're just a guest." I'm like, oh, "Okay, I can talk about me. That's easy." But yeah, so Chad Bearden, great dude, man. I met him. Matter of fact, I was at a Skills for Life fishing event up in Maryland on the eastern shore / bay side of the eastern shore.
Okay.
So we were up there fishing, and the guy that was running the event knew Chad through a mutual friend, and he asked Chad, "Hey, you want to come in and play a little bit for these guys?" So Chad came in, and he was playing everything, man, from basically anything we requested, he played. And then we're like, play one of your songs. So he played this song called Whiskey Anymore that he had written years ago. And it resonated so much with all of us that were there. I mean, there were tears in our eyes. There was tears in his eyes. And he was about ready to go on and play something different. And we're like, "Can you play that again? And is that all right if we record you?" So we did that. And then he was telling some people about it. And they're like, "You need to cut it. You need to cut a video for it. You need to produce that song." So he did. And man, we've been in touch ever since. Like, he came on the field and at the 50-yard line at the Military Bowl that year with the team. He went and played. They bring in a bunch of Medal of Honor recipients every year for the Military Bowl, and he went and played for them at the dinner. And all those guys are standing ovation and shaking his hands. And it's like, dude, how? You know what I mean? So and him and I have stayed in contact. He's reached out to me with guys that were struggling and, asking for resources or if I could help. And I've done everything. I do what I can, right? I'm only one guy I do have limited resources, right? But I can find people that have what you're looking for.
Right.
So he had me on the show, and we talked a little bit about NASCAR. We talked about me. And then Friday, I took off to Texas, left here, connected through Dallas, went to San Antonio, and then took a 3-hour drive to Coleman, Texas. Let me tell you, there's not much in Coleman, but they got this restaurant downtown that, that steak was phenomenal. Where is it?
You got to play that.
That's phenomenal. It was. Very much so. And then we go to the ranch that we're staying at. The landowner had recently just purchased the ranch, and it came with, I'm going to say 10 exotics, but it came with 9 exotic animals on it and whitetail. So it came with 10 different species on it.
Dang.
And we didn't know this at the time. We just knew that he was letting us stay in his, they call it the apartment. It's a friggin' barn though, man. It's a 2 doors, one on each end and one on the side. And then you go through this little door, and it's an apartment. It's a fully, huge TV, kitchen, everything you need to live is there. 2 bathrooms. So it's got enough.
Right. You got everything you need.
Yeah. And then we went over to the main house and hung out at the main house. And he's like, "Hey, Let's go for a ride. So we go for a ride, and we're seeing. Hey, you got to bear with me. If you don't know what it is, look it up. We saw Gemsbuck, and it looks like a ghost face. So it's a type of oryx. We saw scimitar oryx. There's a whole herd of those. Like the Gemsbucks, there's a herd of them, but not a lot. Like they're pretty spread out.
Right.
And I mean, you have to look to find them because they're pretty elusive.
Pretty stealthy.
But yeah, the scimitar oryx, the wildebeest, they bought 3 or 5. No, they bought 5 females, and they all happened to be pregnant, and they all dropped a baby, and all the babies are doing well. So he's got 10 wildebeest on property now.
Nice.
Some red sheep. One of them, his horns are so heavy that he runs like this. And he hauls butt. We saw them on day 2. We didn't see him on day 1. We saw him on day 2. We saw him on the southwest corner of the property, and we just saw him running on the top of a breach or one of the pond. The next time we saw them was like on the east side of the property.
Dang.
It's like I mean, they just took off all across the whole ranch, 900 plus acres, and they were on the opposite side of it.
Dang.
The next time we saw them. Pear Davids. So Pear Davids were indigenous to China. They're extinct in China. There are no more Pear Davids in China. To their knowledge, there's no more in the wild, but there are hundreds of thousands in captivity in protected areas. So they're not on any list because there is still an abundance of them. They're just not out in the wild running rampant anymore.
So does this ranch have like a fence all the way around?
He's got high fence and low fence. Yeah.
Okay.
So he's got, I'd say probably half, if not more, of the ranch is high fence. And what's cool is when you come off the main drag, you're entering the high fence area, and you're in high fence, 3/4 of the way through the property, and you go through another gate, and then you're into the low fence area in his property. But yeah, Barasinga is another one. And I think the Barasinga, from what he was saying, are on the endangered list, and he can't even hunt them on his own property. So if one gets ill or it looks like it's having disease or something, he has to call in Texas Fish and Game and have them come in and take care of it. No, Frankie does not have any javelinas. He's got fallow, the male and female fallow. Beautiful, beautiful deer, man. They carry their spots, the males and the females, adults, carry their white spots through them the entire time. And then he actually has some white and some chocolate fallow that the chocolate fallow are beautiful, man. It's just, you saw the photos on my Facebook. Yeah, it doesn't even do it justice, man, because I'm looking through I'm taking them through the windshield of the side-by-side we're on, so you can't even really tell the true colors and the definition of these, animals. He's got axis.
Yeah, that's good deer.
And we didn't see those the first day either. We ended up going on the back side, the west side of the property, and we just came around the corner, and they were right there underneath the tree. He's got a white, beautiful white male, and then there was another tan male with him, and then black buck. He's got black buck, man. There's one. They call him P. Diddy. He's got a harem of females with him, like 9, 10, 11 females with him. And there's one, they call him the troublemaker, because he tries to go in and steal 2 or 3 of those females. Yeah. But him and P. Diddy always end up fighting. He's had to break them up numerous times. But there's probably another 8 males that just run together. They don't, no females with them. You never see them with the female. You don't see them going near the females. They're just all those 7, 8 males all together. And
Maybe
of
that's
course he has the whitetail. And that first night that he took us around the property, um, one of the guys is like, "Oh, look, there's a buck right there with a drop tine," and it turns his head. I was like, "No, he's got two, and it's almost symmetrical, man. Two nice paddles coming down."
oh dang.
And he's like, "I've never seen that. I didn't know I had that on my property." He goes, "I'm going to be watching him." So he's about 2 years old. Um, I don't think he's going to open it up to hunting anytime soon. He wants to see um, what the breeding's looking like, or to see
Right.
if he has to introduce a stud or something like that from somewhere. But yeah, that one of those pair Davids, um, there was another monster buck. There's a few little ones, but there was another big one, and he ended up killing them right in the lake. And you can see his antlers just sticking up in the lake. And every day that herd is down near there. And I'm like, yeah, he's bringing that herd back to let those little boys know. You keep on, you'll be just like this guy here.
Oh
I was
dang.
like, oh my gosh, brutal. But
Dang.
man, yeah, those just I could sit there all day and watch those animals just do what they do in the
Yeah.
wild, right? Just go about themselves. And he's got a lot of um high hunting blinds in there. And I could just sit there with a pair of binoculars and watch them just to
Yeah.
see what they do and see how they interact with each other. And then
Yeah.
he's got one donkey um that acts like the oryx. I mean, those oryx are so skittish that you come up on that side by side and they take off, and you see the donkey just hauling butt with them, and then next thing you know, the herd's up here, and there's the donkey just.
Trotting along.
Oh yeah, and he's black and tan, and I've never seen a donkey that his coat was so shiny.
Hmm.
I mean, he didn't look mangy. He's black,
Right.
black white with some tan in him. And one of the guys is like, "Man, that's a beautiful donkey. I ain't never seen nothing like that." And he's from like the country of North Carolina.
There you go.
And he was talking, and I was like, "Yeah, I never seen a donkey that pretty,
Yeah.
that
So
beautiful." I mean, the coat, the way that I mean, its gait, everything.
yeah.
Um, and then I mean, he's got so much water, ponds, and everything for these animals on his property. And the guy that built the place built it so if this pond up here overflows, it'll go down into another pond. And then when that overflows, it goes down to another pond, or it goes into the lake, his private lake.
Nice.
And then if the lake overflows, if the lake gets so high, that overflows into a bigger lake. So all the runoff eventually ends up in another water source.
Nice.
And he has a few water sources that like he can pump water in if he needs to fill what like one of the upper ponds, and then just keep overflowing it to manage the water. They've got a tilapia pond that they can, with a feeder on it, so they put tilapia in there. And once they get to good feeding size, there's a tube built into the thing that they turn on, and it forces the tilapia down to the big lake to feed the largemouth bass.
Oh, nice.
Dude, and again, I didn't catch any bass, and it wasn't for the lack of trying. I mean, I about tore my shoulder out of socket trying to set a hook on the Texas rig. I mean,
Maybe
a
it
bunch
was
of
the deer.
bites, but I didn't catch anything, nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
But I had fun. I mean, I had line in the water. I was casting. I was laughing, and then that one of those pair Davids, we were close to it, and he was doing this thing, sound like a bullfrog. I'm like, is that a bullfrog? And we go around the corner, and there's that pair David doing this thing. I was like, what the heck is that sound? But from an animal,
Yeah.
like a non-amphibian animal. But yeah, man, it was neat. And then we went out bow fishing every single night. So in Texas, you're only allowed to bow fish from 8:30 p.m. to 12:30 a.m. So you got a 4-hour window. A couple of the guys had never bow fished before, which was a great for me to experience. Um, the one guy, I want to say his first drawback, first release, he put it right into a carp, which was really cool. The other guy, the first night, he went 4 hours and hit
Nothing.
nothing. at all.
That's crazy.
I ended up with three nice gar on the first night. It was slow going the first night, and even the guys that took us out, man, let's see, I'm gonna give them a plug because they did a great group of guys. They did a
So
really
you
really
so the
good
main
job.
organization was Skills for Life, right?
Yeah, it's military warrior support foundation, and through them they have a bunch of different program, but one of them is their Skills for Life program, and it's hunting, fishing, golf, and something else. So I got involved with their fishing program a few years ago, and when I was doing the walleye stuff, I was able to bring guys in, a group of guys every year for walleye fishing. But yeah, it's just, they treat me well, and I get to go out. Like last year, I don't think I went on anything last year, just because I was so busy, and they got me early enough this year that I was able to just
Go.
go and get on the.
Do they do stuff here in Kentucky for like hunting and stuff like that?
No, most of their stuff is Texas. They do a catfish thing down in Alabama on Wheeler Wilson, so the Tennessee River. But it's another organization that they're like, hey, if you have 5 guys, bring them in, type deal.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, Hamel Bow Fishing Expeditions. Lonnie, the guy that runs it, and his mate Travis, dude, it wasn't for the lack of trying to put us on fish that first night. The water was really really murky. They were even having a hard time seeing the fish on the first lake we went to. But that second night, Saturday night, we went. This is what I'm being told. It is the lake that's the bass capital of the United States is where we went bow fishing.
Hmm.
Down there, I don't even know where we were. Somewhere in Texas. Texas is huge. I don't know.
Outside of Coleman.
I was alongside for the ride. But man, the water was so clear that night. I ended up with 3 gar again. I couldn't hit a friggin' carp to save my life. And then Charles again, 2 hours. 2 hours into it. So we're halfway through it. He's 6 hours of bow fishing. He finally hit a fish.
Nice.
And we all went stupid crazy nuts. And let me tell you, from that point forward, he didn't miss much.
Oh dang.
He was shooting gar, 14-inch gar, just center punching them. I'm like, dude. But I'll tell you this: there was a gar that came through there. It was every bit of 4 foot.
Oh dang.
And it showed up on the left side of the boat. I bowed the right side of the boat the entire time. It popped up on the right side of the boat. 3 dudes on that side, all of them miss it, and he wasn't but maybe 4 inches under the water.
Right.
He goes under the boat and pops up right beside me. Myself and another guy miss him. 5 dudes miss this monster friggin' gar, but yet we're all friggin' center punching little ones. I'm like, we just got scared is what it was.
Yeah.
But man, what a great experience to watch Charles, struggle for 6 hours and then finally hit something, right?
Yeah.
He hit a carp first. And then again, he just kept getting these small gar, and almost every time he drew back, boom, boom, boom. I'm like, slow down, man.
Leave some for the rest of us.
You're out sticking everybody. But no, man, it was great. I mean, and to, just like when I took that group of guys up ice fishing, and 2 or 3 of them had never ice fished before, and just watching their first experience and watching them pull in, a northern pike or fish for perch through the ice, and being able to experience those firsts, right, with those guys on the fishing side of it is, it brings me so much joy.
Well, I've never been ice fishing. So.
Yeah, this is my happy face. My wife will tell you, but dude, it does. It warms my heart to be able to be out with a great group of guys and experience things with them that they've never experienced or I've never experienced.
Right.
I never truly fished for catfish until I went on that trip down to Wheeler and Wilson like 5 years ago. Um, and I caught an 18-pound and an 18.1. I mean, they were twins for the most
Yeah.
part. And then there was a lady that caught like a 53 or a 57. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
so much for my luck. I thought I was doing good.
I mean, 18 pounds is a pretty good fish now.
Yeah. No, it was good. They put up a good fight. It's for that event. It's catch and release,
Yeah.
which is funny. We come back and we release them on the boat dock side, and everybody's fishing on the lake side. I'm like, we just put 30 monster catfish right in here. Why are you fishing on that side? And then I see the sign, no fishing in the dock area. I'm like, oh, I get it. So they're all fishing at the mouth, trying to get them coming out. So now I get it, right? But yeah, man, just a great experience. I can't thank Military War Support Foundation enough. And absolutely not, Frank. You will never see me sticking my foot or my hand in a hole in something I can't see
and get bit by a friggin'. Now I will tell you,
snapping turtle or something like that.
So I follow Hannah Barron, and she goes noodling all the time. And I'm telling you, she reaches in there and she sticks her whole arm through the gill of the catfish and brings it out. And these catfish are bigger than her most of the time. And it's like, how in the heck are you doing that?
No, she can keep it.
I won't go noodling.
Hell no.
No.
That's all you, Frank. That's all you.
I'll stay in the boat and watch you.
I'll watch you from shore. I'll watch you from the boat. I'm not sticking my hand or my feet in there. And I get it. The turtles go in, head first. And, you'd feel that tail. But, nah, I'm not taking that chance.
Oh, man. No, it sounds like, man, you had a blast. For one, you got to sit in nature and watch nature play. That's
and I watch the sun come up every morning. I watch the sun go down. We got some great shots of the sun going down. And again, just, I could have skipped all the fishing. And that's it for me. Fishing is where I get my reset. Fishing is where I'm at peace. I'm at one with everything. I could have skipped fishing and sat in those blinds or rode around in the side-by-side and just watched those, I'm going to say, majestic beasts. I truly forgot at one point in time that I was in Texas.
Yeah. That's one of my, we talked about, that's my reset. Going out and watching just nature. And I'm like you, I probably could have just sat out in the blind and just watch nature come alive.
Yeah.
And see how the different herds interacted with each other. I know sometimes they don't, sometimes they do. And then you were talking about, like P. Diddy and his harem of girls. It's more like the other one, all the bucks. That should have been the P. Diddy one there.
Yeah. No baby oil though.
Yeah, no baby oil. But no, man, it sounds like you had a wonderful time. Now, did you get to bring any fish home to eat, or?
People eat carp. I mean, when we were in China with the skydive team, with Team Fast Tracks, I ate some carp. I'm not a fan.
Right.
I'm really not.
It's greasy, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Carp's a little greasy-ish. Yeah. It's not like a white fish.
And then, the gar, they say you can eat it, but again, they eat other fish, so I'm sure the meat's good, but I'm sure they're pretty bony and stuff. We did not though. Well, everything we pulled from the lake got properly disposed of. And
now, did you so when you're on the ranch, I'm assuming they serve breakfast and stuff on the ranch?
Yeah, so our host, matter of fact, the company, it's crazy. So this is going to circle back to 2009. I got selected to go on a hunt with Shore Support Hunt for Heroes. They no longer exist. Mr. Terry shut that down a couple years ago. But one of the sponsors for that event is Smith Industries. I've had this hat since, I don't know, either 2009 when I was there or 2016 when I went back and we did a jump for them. Well, our host is the son of the guy from Smith Industries.
Oh, nice.
His wife, Alicia, cooked breakfast for us both mornings.
Nice.
And then she made dinner for us the second night. So Saturday night she made dinner for us. And
So
she's like, everybody like peach cobbler? I'm like, oh man, I can just destroy some peach cobbler. And she's like, yeah, blah blah blah, blackberry. I was like, what blackberry? So she did. I mean, she went and did a half peach, half blackberry cobbler. I mean, I didn't want to come home.
So the reason I was asking, because when I was in Texas, one of the main herds that was on the ranch there was Axis. So in the morning we had Axis sausage. So it was Axis deer with sausage, pork, and then at dinner time we had Axis burgers. It was the Axis meat, and it had a little bit of beef fat in it just to make it taste like a burger. But man,
Saturday night she made enchiladas with oryx meat.
Nice.
yeah. Beyond.
Yeah.
Nice. And then her stepdad Paul, who owns the property, he made. I say he. They both. The first night he made a. I want to say it was a green chili, like salsa or a tomatillo salsa. The flavor that he brought out in that, oh god! I mean, again, I could have eaten that all weekend, and we did. We had it on our enchiladas. We had it on for breakfast on our eggs or with our eggs. Yeah, they made a green chili, a red chili, a tomato base. I cannot thank Paul and Ashley and Chris and Alicia enough for opening up their hearts, their homes, and just showing us the hospitality. I mean, he's only, like I said, Paul's only on the property for a short period of time.
Nice.
And he's opening up his place to us, and he's taking Chris's word that we're a bunch of good dudes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, again, they treated us right. And I mean, I can't say it was a Texas welcome, man. And if you've ever been, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. That Blaylock Ranch, when we were out there, I mean, I think we had like 30 guys. So we had 30 people going through the course for Mighty Oaks, the program. And then we had our team leads that we had that was out there with us. And man, I tell you, the Blaylock family, they were friggin' phenomenal. And of course they do it all the time. Of course, Mighty Oaks has ranches all over the country that they utilize. But so the Blaylock Ranch, gets utilized this time of year, then Ohio the next time, and then they go back. And it's amazing that they open it up and let us veterans come out there. For one, you get the outdoor therapy, then you get the classroom stuff, and then you get the bonding, the over meals, you're breaking bread with other veterans, and it's simply amazing. I mean, it's amazing. It's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were there a short time, but it doesn't feel like it. I mean, I think we arrived at the ranch around 2:30 on Friday afternoon, Friday evening, maybe 3:00. And then we were on the road back to San Antonio, I want to say 10 or 11, maybe. So, I mean, we were there truly, a short period, under 48 hours, but it didn't feel like it at all. I mean, it felt like we'd been there for a week. just the way that we were treated, the way that we were welcomed, and I mean, it wasn't. There was no awkwardness at all between any of us. It's like we'd all known each other for a while, to include the guy that took us out from Hamel bow fishing. It was like we were right there, like the whole time. We were great friends. So, um, yeah, it was awesome. It was a great weekend, and I'm ready to get at it this week, man. Take off to Indiana University on Saturday morning, like before the crack of dawn Saturday morning. We've got Indiana University. Then I'm home for 3 or 4 days. Then off to Kansas, Manhattan, Kansas for Kansas State. It's
Nice.
that time of year, man. So
Yeah, you're
I'm
gonna.
hoping to be back next Sunday for the show. I will be there this coming Sunday. I should be here because it's just out and back to Bloomington, right, for IU on Saturday. But next Sunday I'll be coming back from Kansas City, so I should hopefully be back in time for the show.
Well,
But I'll let you know as that time gets closer.
so we don't have. Oh, yeah, we do. So we got Tip of the Spear coming up on Wednesday. So make sure you
I'll be here for that.
tune in for that. Mr. Rich LaMonica with the Misfit Nation. What's up, brother?
What's up, Rich?
He'll be there, and then hopefully all the other guys will be there as well. We need to send an invite to Shaun with the SOS podcast, and Keith as well, and hopefully we get them on. And there's a couple other veteran podcasters that I want to reach out to that I recently was on their show, and so we definitely want to get them on on a Tip of the Spear, like the Double S podcast with HMG with Heroes Media Group, Gene Campbell, and Brian Romans. Of course, Brian wasn't there; he's had some medical things go on, and get them on the Tip of the Spear as well. So I think I'm gonna reach out to Gene and be like, "Hey, what are you doing Wednesday night?" And see if we get him on. So Rich says, "Hell yeah, K-State wife is a Wildcat alumni."
Yeah, hey, Rich, they're playing Army that weekend too.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, so that round, so Tip of the Spear, and then on the 31st, which is Labor Day weekend, Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
We're not going to have episodes Sunday or Monday on Labor Day weekend. Grace is coming home from college, plus it's a holiday, so we're going to take the weekend off, and then we'll get back into the groove of things on the 7th with from the struggle.com, which is Kevin Brewer. We'll have him on the 7th. On the 8th, we got Steve Zaley. He is actually sending you and I a copy of his book. So hopefully we'll get that in the mail in the next couple of days. We'll have him on. And he's an airborne guy, Army Airborne. His mission right now is to help stop the museums from closing down and stuff like that. So that's part of his mission. So I'm super excited about that. For him to come on and talk about his struggle in the military, being airborne and all of that, and then what he's doing now. Then we got Jim Bode. I'll have to remember what his is all about. I don't have my email in front of me. Hold on, I can look it up. Let's see. That's why I wish I had my other screen back up. Oh, so Jim Bode is was in the military. Come on. All right, so Jim Bode, he said there are a lot of people out there that with the desire to open a sober living or group home, but most never make it past the initial ideal. So his big thing is doing group homes for veterans. Sober living and stuff like that. So super excited about him coming on the show. I want to say he was let's see, I'm I'm gonna tell you exactly. So he's an Army infantryman. He works with a lot of vets. It's not a veteran only nonprofit that he's got, so he does a little bit for everybody. So I'm super excited to have him come on talk about what he's doing. Let's see what else we got coming up in September. We do have some open dates. So Frank, I'm going to get you rescheduled to talk about your second book, your audio book that you got. Then we got uh, Tony Crescenzo with IntelligentWaves.com, Marine Corps veteran, if I remember correctly, Marine Corps vet. Got him coming on. And then we got Total Force Plus. Now, I'm super excited about that. That's Lieutenant General Brian Kelly, U.S. Air Force retired. Got him coming on. We're going to talk about MOA and Total Force Plus. HomeFront Sitrep is going to be as a media partner with MOA and Total Force Plus. So I'm super excited about that partnership. It's going to be super neat to see what. If you don't know what MOA is, if you're an officer, you probably do. It's Military Officers of America, and then Total Force Plus is the new mission that they got getting ready to launch within MOA. So super excited about that. But yeah, we got a few dates left in September. October is open at the present moment in time, but I do have about 10 emails that I need to respond to, and run it through Gunny and say, hey, this is who reached out.
I'm gone first Sunday, Monday, and the second Sunday. So you're on your own unless you can pull somebody in.
Frank, if you want to send a couple books to Gunny and I, the new books, and then I'll get you scheduled for the end of September. That way, plenty of time to get the books here, and plus we got the link to the audio too, so we can listen to it. Because Gunny and I, we don't like reading books. So
it's not like I don't read. My brain doesn't like me to read.
Right. So
seems how you get blown up a couple of times, and it scrambles some eggs in there a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So it is that time of night, Gunny.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go here.
Yeah, you're not alone. You still have worth. You still have value. Don't let the dark days win. You do not have to be a product in the environment that you grew up in.
Amen. And then right here, this is not as elegant as Gunny, but in the silence of your struggles, remember, though unseen, you are deeply held in the hearts of others. You are not alone. I love it. I love it. Hashtag be somebody's stranger. Listen, guys, ladies, gents, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones we love the most. So hashtag be somebody's stranger. Go out and talk to people. Gunny will talk about that one thing here in a minute. And you know what I'm talking about. When you're out and about and you see somebody that looks like they're having a bad day, go up to them and say, hey, how you doing? And if they give you the red flags, I'm okay, I'm hanging in there, I'm living the dream, ask the next hard question. How are you really doing? But be ready for that conversation, because could be a 5-minute conversation, or it could be a 5-hour conversation. You just have to be ready for that conversation.
Yeah, it takes a village. Use your people. Reach out to those who are in your phone. I've said it the past probably going on a month now. My friends Dan and Babs, started doing cell phone roulette and just open up a contacts and scrolling through and just blindly picking somebody to call and just do a check-in on them. Somebody might pick up, and that might be a 5-hour conversation. You just never know. Just catch up with the people that you've lost contact with. Don't wait for that phone call from them. Be the one that reaches out. And I know it sucks sometimes that you're the one that's always reaching out, but at least you're making contact with people and you're having conversations with people. Use your people. Takes a village.
Yeah, definitely. And then, like Frank says, don't be the reason. What do you say? Be the reason they don't quit. Don't quit. Yeah, I love that, Frank. That is phenomenal. I do love that. Big shout out to our partners, Heroes Media Group, Reese Across America Radio, Elite Engraving, Military United Podcast Streams, Valor Coins and Pins, Same Flag, Same Oath.com, Got Your Culture, Got Your Six Culture, sorry. Elite Engraving does this amazing hat right here that I have on my head right now. I think I had the black one on last night or the night before on the last episode, but this is the caramel black with the red logo on the front, and it's amazing. So you can go to Elite Engraving. Have a great week, Frank. You can go to HomeFront Sitrep, go to merch, and you can see our shirt that says Marine It Down on it. I'm not wearing it tonight, but it says Marine It Down. Gunny, do you have one of those Marine It Down shirts? We'll have to.
I need to order one.
Yeah, we'll have to get you one because the new ones have the new logo, the logo that's up here in the corner.
Yeah.
Instead of this logo here, it's got the newer logo on it. But yeah, you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Sundays and Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern, or Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern on Reese Across America Radio. So you go to www.reaseacrossamerica.org/radio, and you can find us there on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. Go to sameflagsameoath.com. Check out Matt and Becky Johnson out there in Katy, Texas. Speaking of Texas, they have some amazing shirts. And then go check out. Do I not have it on here? NSC NSCshirts.com. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, NSCshirts.com, which is not service connected shirts.com. So it's usually abbreviation NSC for that. Check out what Tony Riggs, the shirts that he has out there. Uncle Sam is wearing one right now. He's got the sandbag slog on. So go check out NSCshirts.com. But other than that, it is that time of night, Gunny. You want to take us out?
Heck no, man. I'm too tired. You do it.
Like we always say on HomeFront Sitrep, stay safe out there. We got your
six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your six.